Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about that new album, relatively new, Life of a Don by Don Toliver. I know I dropped a while ago, and I do apologize. It's been a while since I've done any kind of music reviews, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But anyway, I'm going to get gradually back on that. I'm going to start listening to new stuff. So if you have anything you've had on steady rotation, please do let me know anything that you've got that you've been listening to that you really enjoy and that you would maybe like to see me talk about. Let me know. Just send it to me. But, anyway, going to jump right into this new album from Don Toliver. If you're not familiar, he is an artist that Travis Scott had been working with recently, and he's been putting out a lot of consistently good stuff on his own. I mean, he made it to my radar last year when he dropped Heaven or Hell, and that kind of got me into his music. And I think he's a very unique artist, really cool sound, very distinct production style that I associate with his music. So I'm a big fan of that. So this album has a total of about 16 tracks. Some of it I consider filler. Some of it does stand out to me. So yeah, I'm just going to give you my highlights track by track and let you know what I think. I think the title is great, Life of a Don. Kind of gives you some insight into who he is, how he's feeling, where he's at in his life right now, and I like that. First track, Escape, features lovely production, some really nice brass samples, nice piano sound, really minimal percussion, and I think the melodies on this tune are really solid. Honestly, a lot of his songs sound very similar, and that just, contributes to his very distinct sound, so you're going to hear that a lot from me. Track number 2, Five Times. It's a brief song. It's very short, sweet, and to the point. I don't know if I consider it catchy or repetitive, but it does kind of feel like an afterthought once you kind of get through the song. The hook itself is very repetitive, but it does make the song memorable. Track number 3, Way Bigger. The melodies have grown a lot on me. I've had this album playing throughout, since it dropped every couple days. So the melodies on this song, really nice. Really beautiful synths come together to create a very dreamy atmosphere on this tune. And I really love the airy synths that play, and I think the percussion is really solid. It's a nice mix. Track number 4, Flocky Flocky. I think this is probably like the biggest song that's to come out of this album. Features very hypnotic production, some blippy arpeggiated synths that kind of alternate between the left and right channels, and there's a very lazy guitar sample that alternates with that arpeggiated synth. The Travis feature on this song, personally, I don't think adds much other than just vocal variation, between Travis's deeper tone and Don Toliver's very higher register, his falsetto. It's a nice contrast between the two. I think they have a certain kind of chemistry that I find enjoyable. Track number 5, entitled What You Need. I think this is a very decent, standard Don Toliver track. I don't really have much to say outside of that. And number 6, entitled Double Standards. I love the psychedelic elements that are featured on the production on this song. There's this like wah type of flanger synth, or plucked kind of synth playing in the song. I thought that was cool. And the blend of the strummed guitar chords and that outro synth that's playing the melody towards the end of the song. Very cool mix. Lyrically, I would say that this is a solid stuff from Don Toliver. Track number 7, Swinging on the Westheimer. This song feels like you're cruising down the street and it's like 11 p.m. You're with your friends trying to figure out what you're going to get into. I imagine like neon lights everywhere as the song plays, and the person that you love the most is in the passenger seat telling you a story, and it's like you can't stop laughing as you're listening to the story. A very distinct scene plays in my head when I listen to this song. And call me crazy, but I swear that the drums are sampled from Prince, and I am pretty sure. He's not the only artist to ever use compressed drums like these, but they sound a lot like the drums that you hear in When Doves Cry by Prince. I could be wrong. I haven't really done research into it, but I swear that that's what it's from. But anyway, I love the alternating synth melodies, and they complement the tone and keep the song moving along very nicely. It's a beautiful song. It's probably one of my favorites off the whole album, to be honest. Track number 8, Drugs and Hella Melodies. Again, call me crazy, but I feel like Kali Uchis's melody on this song is very, very reminiscent of the main melody in her own song, Telepatia. It's very similar. The melodies are very similar, and I was like, I don't know if that was just by coincidence or whatever. But anyway, I do love the duet between Callie and Don's vocals. Their styles, I think, are complementary, and I think they do blend well. And the production on the song feels very warm, very fuzzy, inviting, comfortable. I love the tiny cymbal that plays at the first beat of every measure throughout the verses, and the guitar towards the end is very lovely. Track number 9, entitled 2 a.m. The reversed piano samples on this song is a very nice choice, in my opinion. It creates, whenever I hear a reversed piano tone, it kind of creates like a slightly uneasy energy or tone for me. The melodies in the song do carry the song, in my opinion. And the production is very minimal. There doesn't seem to be a lot of development throughout the runtime in the instrumental. So, pretty standard. Number 10, Get Throwed. I love this cut, and I think it's a blend of Don Toliver's vocals and DJ Mustard's production. DJ Mustard's approach to production, I think, complements Don Toliver's musical style and aesthetic really well. So I would like to see them work together more in the future if it does happen. Track number 11, Company, Part 2. I heard this song a couple times, and I didn't even realize what the song was called somehow. And it didn't click in my head until I was like looking at the track list. This honestly doesn't feel like a continuation of Company Part 1. But I feel like this is a very standard Toliver tune. It doesn't stand out a lot to me, but the hook is catchy. And comparing it to Company Part 1, it feels like the drums on Part 2 make it stand out. Part 1 doesn't feature a lot of percussion. So that was pretty cool. Track number 12, Outer Space. There's a lot of arpeggiated synths which paint an interstellar soundscape on this song. Very beautiful. And while Don Toliver's vocals seem to kind of take the listener to another dimension, I feel like Baby Keem, who is featured on the song, his vocals and his verse kind of keep the listener grounded. So it's kind of cool, that blend there. The transition during the middle of the song feels like a smooth ascension, like you're exiting the atmosphere or something, like you're going somewhere. The prominent synth chords that are paired with the piano do keep the song marching forward. And the drums cue us into that, that steady groove, that movement. I do love the guitar used at the end, and I would have liked to hear more of that throughout the song. I kind of feel like that for most of Toliver's music. We get little bits and tastes of like some rock kind of inspiration, some guitar tones here and there, and I would like to hear them more. We kind of get little glimpses of them usually during outros, but it's all good. Track number 13, Smoke. I think that this is a very simple song, very catchy hook, and I know that it would go crazy in a live setting. The production tonally feels strong and triumphant, and the features on this song also feel right at place on the track. So Fago's on this song, and I've been getting into him lately, and I really like his style, so I think it all comes together really nicely. Good song. Track number 14, You. Every time I hear the intro to this song, I think it's Pissy Pamper by Nudie. And it's not every time. It gets me every time. Very airy instrumental. I do love the tonality. And I think that the outro might be the most beautiful part of this song. The first half does feel a bit almost lackluster, kind of, I don't want to say boring, but it's just kind of like meh to me. But it's a mellow tune, and that guitar that you hear towards the outro is very luscious, and I wish I could hear more of that. Track number 15, Crossfaded. The synths are beautiful and a very rich sound, which Toliver's vocals do fit in very nicely with. That production just kind of is perfect for Don Toliver's vocals. Great melodies, and I think again, I hate to say it again, but this song does feel simple, but it is a banger. I do like it a lot. And finally, track number 16, Bogus. I think that for a concluding song, this does feel like a strong note to end on. It played out like a standard Don Toliver song, but in my opinion, is pretty solid compared to most album outros. Usually, at that point, the artist will just kind of, you know, just kind of do whatever, and the song is just kind of and whatever happens happens. The listener's usually burnt out by that point, so they might not be paying that much attention to it. Overall, I would say that this is a solid album from Don Toliver. I don't want to compare albums, but I feel like Heaven or Hell set some very high standards for me. So when this album, Life of a Don, first dropped, I was having some mixed feelings about it, and I've been listening to it every so often ever since it did drop this year. And I feel like I was expecting something totally different from Don Toliver. So when this album did drop, I just didn't really know what to make of it. But it has grown on me. Some of these songs are songs that I find myself listening to often, especially Swinging on the Westheimer. I love that song so much just because I'm a sucker for really bright sounds and 80s inspired drums, samples, and whatnot. But anyway, great album. And I'm excited to see what Don Toliver does next. I feel like he's a unique artist, and I feel like he has a lot of potential to really create his own space and in the pop atmosphere nowadays, and I want to see him do well. I think he's a really cool artist, and he's going somewhere. I don't know where, but he's going somewhere, and I'm excited to see that happen. But yeah, anyhow, I do appreciate it if you took the time to listen to me talk about this album. I'm looking forward to working on new music reviews. I've kind of been slacking on those a bit lately, but I'm trying to get back into them, especially as the new year, which is right around the corner, rolls around. I do hope to talk about new stuff and new music that's could drop in. So yeah, if you've got something that you have had on repeat that just came out and you would maybe want to share it with me, please do. I will take the time to listen to it. And if you would like for me to do a full-fledged review like this on it, I would gladly do so. Just let me know. So yeah, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me, and have a great day. Appreciate it.